Hello everyone, this is John Kinder. This is my final Parable Project video, and I just wanted to start out with saying congratulations to Derek. His last video was in a police uniform, and I thought that's pretty strong. So I went downstairs to try to grab my army uniform and thought maybe I could do this as a soldier, but turns out the only thing that fit was the hat. So congrats, Derek. You are still high speed, low drag. I am not. Standard golf attire probably fits my lifestyle a little better nowadays. But thanks for what you're doing, brother, and look forward to working with you soon. Hey, a couple of things we wanted to get to in this video presentation. First, we want to obviously the first part is to summarize part of the course that really stood out to me, and there were a couple of things that really connected. First was right up front when Smith tells us to shape our sermons like Scripture. Not that I've ever been beholden to any particular sermon template or teaching text or anything like that, or teaching template, I should say. The idea of letting Scripture decide and influence how we structure our lessons and sermons was really very helpful. It made me pay a little extra attention to that. And I think it has helped the way that I've been able to communicate. The other thing is that I really enjoy being animated and fun and having a non-traditional type of class. We're very reverent, but we don't necessarily go by the script that everybody has gone through in Sunday school beforehand. I love the cultural references. I love the interaction. I love to flip the classroom from side to side and just enjoy the interaction with the crew. And we have a lot of fun in our class. We make much of Scripture. We make much of the Bible. We make much of the importance of developing the relationship with Jesus and placing it above all else. But we have a great time doing it. So, one of the things that I learned in this course is not to go overboard or overplay those cultural references. We don't need to go to a piece of the text and then just head off in some direction that is going to reemphasize that point and leave the rest of the text just unaddressed. What we need to do is to teach the text as the text is presented by the author. This idea of representing the text as the author intended it to be presented is something that I'm going to take away from this class and really do a lot more of. So I appreciate all of the uh, readings and sermons and such to that helped us understand that concept. But shape your sermon like Scripture. Teach the text as the author intended it to be presented, and make sure that we are teaching people, not we're not teaching concepts. So it's important to have application that people can take back to their normal lives, adjust their behavior in such a way that it will be to the glory of God. We're not academics. We're not teaching concepts. We're teaching how can we change behaviors and how can we walk alongside people as we all grow together with Jesus. So those are some things that really meant a lot to me from the course. Now, for the parable project, I did the double parable of the tower builder and the warring king, and I'll work through that kind of quickly. But the point of these parables was that Jesus is the answer and he's the only answer, and the smart money, the smart investment is made in Jesus himself. When we look at Jesus starts this parable in Luke 14:25-33, he starts it by we learn that Jesus is being followed by great crowds. And the great crowds that follow Jesus are similar to the great crowds that are in our churches today. On Sunday morning, we have a big crowd that shows up for a variety of reasons. Just like the followers of Jesus in his day, some were there to earnestly learn from the Lord and to soak that in and to align their priorities and become what God would want them to be. But some were there for other reasons. Maybe their family came. Maybe they wanted to catch up with their friends. And hey, there's nothing wrong with catching up with your friends or being there with your family. But that's probably not your primary motivation. There's some nefarious reasons to come to church. I know people that I work with go to a certain church because executive so and so goes there. They're trying to make political or business connections. That's not at all what we're trying to do. So Jesus is thinning that crowd out and kind of laying bare for the folks what their motivations are. And he does it with four different things. First of all, he challenges the family. And if you don't hate your father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sisters, then you can't be my disciple. That's strong. The family connection is really important. And for Jesus to say, excuse me, I have to be greater than those, it's a big deal. The second thing that Jesus brought down is the fact that we had to bear our own cross. And we drew the distinction between what the cross symbolizes today is the cute little jewelry or the stuff on top of our church to the execution method that it was at the time. It would be like wearing an electric chair pendant around your neck or something like that. It wouldn't make any sense. To them, the cross was the ultimate threat. To us, the cross is the ultimate victory. And the reason that happens is because of Jesus. And that's what we wanted to emphasize with that parable. He uses the tower builder to show us how all of our possessions, everything that we have, everything that we have earned, is properly invested in Jesus and properly invested in discipleship. We're welcome to continue to live our normal lives without making that investment. But to do so, we will eventually face ruin. The warring king is being faced with an advancing army that's coming to take him out. What's he going to do? He's either going to fight, he's either got to run, he's either got to negotiate. So we look through those three things and try to figure out that just as same as the advancing king or the advancing army was coming to take out the warring king, we have to recognize that our days are also numbered and that we too will face death as it advances upon us. And our judgment is something that we're going to have to face. And again, there's no way that we can buy out of that. There's no way that we can negotiate around it. We simply have to have someone that fights for us, and that is Jesus. So whether we're talking about financial investments, whether we're talking about our life itself, whether we're talking about our family, whether we're talking about the cross itself, all the answers are Jesus. And that's what the importance of these parables in this class taught me. Appreciate working with you guys. Hope we get a chance to talk again soon. God bless you all, and look forward to running into you somewhere in person on this side of eternity. God bless you.